Hi, I'm Anthony Cole. I'm the executive chef of Chatham Bars Inn in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Welcome to CapeCodFineDining.com. Today I'm going to prepare a lobster ravioli with a vanilla froth. First we're going to start with the dough. We're going to combine some lobster roe, which is from a female lobster, with our eggs. We have 2 whole eggs and 1 egg yolk. And a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to blend that all together and get it all pureed up. Okay, and this is going to make the eggs itself are actually green now, but when we go to cook the pasta dough, it's going to give it a nice red color. And we just want to get everything incorporated and smooth. Okay. Next, I have a pound of all-purpose flour. You could also use a pasta flour like semolina. We're going to add some salt, and we're going to get that going. We're going to add our egg mixture with the lobster roll, and we're just going to drizzle that in to the sifted flour. And this is going to make our pasta dough. Now, depending on the humidity and the moisture in the lobster eggs, you're going to want to add a little bit of cold water to get a dough. We do want to let it mix a little bit and let it pull together. I'm going to turn this to the side a little bit. Basically what I'm doing now is we're going to remove some of the moist flour and dough, and we're going to bring it all together a little bit, and we're going to mix it for just 1 more minute, adding a little bit more water. It's still a little crumbly. Push on the bottom here and get any existing flour and whatnot that's in the bowl, and so it comes together. And you want a firm consistency that we can roll out. We're going to actually wrap this with plastic wrap, and we need to let it rest for 1 hour to relax the gluten in the flour before we can make our raviolis. For our filling now, we're going to add 1 pound of fresh lobster meat that's been cooked and diced up, our mascarpone cheese, some Parmesan cheese, half a lemon juice and zest, and some chopped chives. We're going to season that with a little bit of salt, pepper, and just mix that together. And that'll be the filling for our ravioli. Our pasta dough has rested for 1 hour and we've completed our filling. We're going to begin to roll our raviolis now. We have our dough. We're going to sprinkle it with a little all-purpose flour so it doesn't stick. And I'm going to use a rolling pin and just get it to the size where it'll fit into the pasta machine. And we're going to start to roll our sheets of pasta. You can see the dough's got a kind of off green. When we cook that, it's going to actually turn a nice light pink from the eggs and the lobster roll that's in there. The dough's going to go through on the largest setting at first, and we're slowly going to turn it down till we get to about, on this machine is setting 1.5. And we're just going to gradually lengthen the dough and make it thinner. You want to make sure that your cutting board's well floured, not too heavily, but enough that the pasta dough is not going to stick. We're going to measure the length of our raviolis. Okay, we'll leave a little bit extra on the length. And this is a ravioli mold you can pick up at any kitchen store. Our first sheet down on top of the mold. Okay, and then this piece of plastic is we're going to press in. And what that's going to create is a spot to put your filling in. Okay, and then Apply a little bit of egg wash on the edges. Next, we're going to add our filling. And you're just going to scoop enough filling in each ravioli, not too full. Okay, so then after that, we're going to just do these 6. We're going to put our pasta sheet right on top, lining it up and just using our hands, pressing it a little bit. And we're going to add a little more flour because it's a little sticky. By using our rolling pin, we're going to roll right on top, applying a good amount of pressure, and that'll help to cut the raviolis until you start to see the metal on all the corners. Flip it over, and there you are. Let me just pull them apart a little more. Okay, now our raviolis are ready. Our water's boiling. We're going to add a little bit of salt into our water, and we're going to begin to cook our raviolis. This is the interesting thing about using the lobster eggs in the dough, is watch how the color changes. It goes from that green right to a nice light pink. The more roe you add, the darker the color will be. It'll almost get to the color of the dried eggs that I have here, which is a fiery red. So we're going to let these poach for 2 minutes, and we're going to strain them. And I've got a little pan here ready, which is, I've just whisked in a little bit of butter and chicken stock together. We're going to just lightly coat the raviolis in this chicken stock and butter mixture. We're going to begin our plating. We're going to take 3 of our raviolis, just mat it down, move the sauce over the top. We have a sauce made of skim milk, a little bit of white chocolate, vanilla bean, and a little bit of lecithin. Lecithin is a soy protein, vegetable protein, that'll help sustain some bubbles in the sauce that we're making. So we're going to just take a hand blender and give it a few pulses, and you'll see the bubbles will start to form almost like a cappuccino. Okay, and that will go over the top. What we're going to do with the bubbles now is we're just going to take the spoon, come across the top. Try not to get the liquid, just get the froth. And we're going to coat over the top here some of the bubbles and the froth. And actually, the white chocolate with the lobster pairs very, very well, as well as the vanilla bean. Sprinkle a little chives. A little bit of the dried lobster roe just for color. And a little bit of American black caviar. This is a bowfin caviar. Right on top of each one. And that is the lobster ravioli with a vanilla white chocolate sauce.